What's up guys, how you doing? Adam here, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about what I consider to be the fastest storage in the world. Now, I'm not talking to you about enterprise type storage because that obviously leaps up another level and isn't really applicable to probably most of you that are watching. What I'm talking about is consumer and small business type storage. Now, the particular box that I've been using now for the past several months is this one. This is the QNAP TVS1282T, and this one has got some incredible features that I'm going to talk to you about in just a minute. Now, what I've been using this for is literally every single one of my storage requirements. I've been using this for all of my virtualization storage, so you can actually use VMware ESXi or vSphere or vCenter, whatever you'd like to call it, backing off your data onto this box. Or you can use Citrix Zen Server as well, or if you want to, you can actually use the inbuilt operating system to virtualize machines directly on here. And I've been using it for all of that, for all of my testing purposes. In addition to that, I've also been using it for all of my storage for photography editing, so for Lightroom and Photoshop. And additionally, and most importantly, I've been using it for all of my Final Cut Pro editing as well. Now, Final Cut Pro specifically is a little bit funny about the way that you can actually utilize storage to multiple machines. Now, if you want to, for example, share the CPU load of your render to multiple machines, you've got to have centralized storage. You can't use NAS storage for that. You can't use some kind of USB type storage for that. You have to use iSCSI storage. And you can present this storage as iSCSI storage as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about why I consider this to be the fastest storage that is out there on the market today. Now, you can go out and you can buy a little device, maybe via Thunderbolt 2 or 3, that's got a couple of SSDs in a RAID 0, and that would be extremely fast, but there's not much that you can actually store on it. This device here, as you can see, we've got 8 SATA drives here in the front, and for the SATA drives, I've opted to go for these, which are my absolute favorite trusted NAS drives. These are the Seagate NAS hard drives, and I've got these in 4 terabyte all the way across those 8 bays. Additionally, we've also got 4 SSD drives in here, and again, ever so faithful, I've gone with the Seagate, and these ones are the 480 gigabyte XF1230s. These are a phenomenal SSD that I would highly recommend. Now, in addition to that, there's also M2 SSD storage inside the NAS itself, and what that gives you is something called tiered storage. Now, what is tiered storage? Well, tiered storage gives you the ability to offload different types of data to different levels of speed storage. Now, the M2 SSD is obviously the fastest, but also the smallest and the most expensive. Then we've got the SSD, which is the kind of medium level. Again, the second fastest and also the second cheapest. And then we've got the standard SATA drives, which are the absolute largest and also the cheapest as well. And what happens is that your most regularly, most frequently used data goes on the M2 SSDs inside the box itself. And that means that all of your hot data, which is what we call it, the stuff that you're accessing all the time, is ridiculously fast. And because of the Thunderbolt 2 connectivity at 20 gigabits per second, and also the 2 10 gigabit Ethernet ports we've got here on the back, you can access those M2 SSDs at a ridiculous rate of knots. I've had these well over the 1,500 megabytes per second speed, which is absolutely incredible and fast enough for pretty much anyone out there today. As your data is less frequently used, it comes down onto the Seagate SSDs, which we've got 4 of in here, which is very important. And then as data gets kind of archived off or not used so frequently at all, it then goes down onto the SATA drives, which then obviously you've got the kind of cheap storage, if you like, the stuff that you're not using so frequently that you don't need ridiculously fast access to. Although, 8 of these, even in a resilient format, meaning that you've got redundancy in terms of the RAID, will still give you well over the 1000 megabytes per second performance over those Thunderbolt 2 or 10 gigabit Ethernet. So in total in here, you can have a huge amount of storage, but the stuff that you're using very, very regularly and that you're using all the time will be accessed via the M2 SSD or the SSD itself, meaning you get the fastest data access that you could possibly imagine. It is absolutely phenomenal. This particular box has got a whole bunch more connectivity as well. It's got special audio ports, it's got USB 3, it's got 4 1 gigabit Ethernet ports along with the 2 10 gig. And in addition to that, which I think is extremely cool, you've also got not 1, not 2, but 3, yes, 3 4K HDMI ports on the back. So if I wanted to, I could plug a USB keyboard and mouse into this. I could plug in 3 4K monitors and I could use this like an incredibly fast machine, albeit with a ridiculous amount of storage. And if you wanted to virtualize Windows on here or Linux or whatever operating system you want, you can tap directly into that and get extremely fast access to your data using pretty much any operating system that you want via virtualization layers. We haven't even spoke about all of the extra benefits that NAS gives you and all of the extra benefits that QNAP's operating system gives you with all of their apps. But I wanted to talk specifically today about fast storage, and this to me is the ultimate for consumer and small business type environments where you want that tiered data storage, giving you the optimum data speed, but also giving you all of that archive facility as well without breaking the bank. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video informative. Please do go ahead and hit that like button for me and I will see you all in the next one. See ya.